Welcome back to our channel, and we have another product here that I just wanted to show you. I've been doing this gentleman's truck since 2016. It's a 2010 Silverado, and I'm just really impressed. I think it'd be a great time to show what happens if you just keep the maintenance up on it and how it works, because there's one thing I particularly found on the other side of this truck, and I said let's make a video of that to show the power of how it works, even though it's because this truck is driven pretty much exclusively in the winter. It's his four-wheel drive pickup. And he does, I mean, he takes care of it, he keeps it clean. But on the other hand, he does drive it in the snow and in the salt and everything else. If we just zoom down in here on that trailer hitch, have you ever seen a Connecticut truck with a hitch that clean? And a 2010, so that is going on 13 years old. This doesn't have any bubbles. This has never had body work done on it. Now, this is why Chevys rot. You ready? Let's watch. Zoom in there, Cole. As I go down, that's all the dirt and the dust. And yes, Rod takes care of his truck. But yet he doesn't, no wash is really gonna get in there and get all that in there. But as I'm going, as I'm digging, I'm starting to feel the oil in there. And as you see, there is no rust there. Now there was all of that dirt, but yet there was no rust, and it is still oily underneath all of that. Now if you come down here and look at the frame, now everybody's saying it's slimy, it's dirty, it's everything. Is it? Is it? No. It dries up, like, and that's it. Now, if I take it, I'm gonna respray this truck, so I can do this. This has not been sprayed yet. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect steel underneath that. There ain't nothing, and it's still loose if you bust it open, but that steel is beautiful underneath there. And that's the difference if you just maintain it inside of tubes. Look at that. Inside of tubes, still full of oil. Now, when we get up in the air, we'll take another quick look underneath, and just to see, I have not put it in the air. I don't know what I'm ready to look at, but I have a pretty good strong feeling it's gonna look pretty nice. So, be right back. And we're back again. Well, Cole decided that we should show you what a re-up is. Even though it's a re-up, everybody thinks you're not using the same material or nothing like that. No, false. It's the exact same steps as it was before. Now, like I said, this truck, since 2016, I've been doing it. I'm gonna show you, it's still under the hood. We're gonna go under the hood now, and do underneath the hood real quick. We'll go to the doors, and I'll show you, even the doors, I'm still doing everything the exact same way as I did if this truck has never had it done. That's why it's in the condition it's in. And if it's not just that, this is like a blowgun. So if it's really built up, this will blow it out of there and put fresh in. So it's like you're blowing the old out, putting the new in, and that's what happened. And it works. So as we're gonna go underneath here, climb up into here, fight with this shit. There we go. There we go. Sorry, do one hand. Like I said, you just hold it back. All we want to do is just mist it. All the power, the pressure, the ground. Everything all in here. Here's the computer. We're going to hit the computer all down through here. Chevy's are known for having wiring problems on the computer. Well, if I can stop from turning green in our area, steering shaft got clumped. Nope, not in this truck it don't. All down here, on top of the frame, all the way down, radiator support, transmission lines, transmission cooling lines, all the way down. There we go. Now we're gonna scoot over here. Rod doesn't have a plow. Still open his hood. So you can see here, if you look up here, you see how there's oil still, it's like dirty. That's because we've been oiling every year. It gets a little oil. And I'm not using any more or any less than I would than if this was a virgin truck getting done. Now we got a button underneath here, ground, power, and mega fuel, all that. I mean, even this battery's nice and clean. AC stuff, firewall, all the way down, all the way down, in here, all the way down. And I'm not like hammering it heavy. What I'm doing is, it's just adding enough to keep the corrosion off for 6 months. And usually, well, as you can see, it lasts longer than that, but that's the idea. You keep it clean for 6 months when all the salt and everything's on the road. It ain't gonna rot on you. And now we're on to the interior doors. I mean, if you look, do you see anything like any rust underneath this flap? There ain't nothing. There ain't a touch of nothing. On a 13-year-old Connecticut truck that's driven in the winter. Now, Chevy rocker panels. Come on, guys. Look at this thing. They're like brand new. solid, solid. You know why? Because I got this hole right here. And every year, it just gets, look at the undercoating coming out of that hole. That whole thing is fogged right out. That's gonna keep that moisture off that rocker. Solid, no rust. Now we go into this, remember we had this on that Toyota, this inside this rubber flap right here. This one's clean. But yet, I still get in there, because that's where everything's gonna end up. This door hinge. This door hinge now where the fender and the cab come together. All the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Now we go inside the door here. Underneath this flap, there's a drain hole. Let's go over here. It's easier, I can use two hands. La-dee-dee-dee, there's the drain hole. I'm gonna stick it in there. There's that. Another drain hole right here. Spin it up into that. We don't need that much. Okay. And now one quick zip underneath the strip, because this is going to rock. Right on down. Now there's a nice layer in there. The rocker panel's hit. You know what else is nice? Now, Rod never has a passenger, ever. So, look how nice that door opens and closes. I mean, no clicks, no clacks, no pins aren't loose, nothing. Because when you don't use a door for a long time, everybody will tell you, you know, they're hard and stiff to use. You know, all his kids are all grown. They're all, you know, the back seat in this thing has never even been sat in. You hear that door? It's like brand new still. You know why? When you spray it. At least once a year, it gets a quick touch of penetrant. Rocker panel, cab corner, all factory spec cab corners. Truck has never had any body work. And if they did, they'd hate me. Because inside there, by now, I can only imagine how much oil is actually inside there from all the years of doing it. All right, another drain hole right there. Oh wow, that's a good hole right there. One thing nice about this tip is it's got this rolled edge. And when you slide it down, if there's a hole in there, it'll grab it. I squirt right in like so. Now we'll give it another quick shot. Just do our zoomy. That door is done. All the same steps and procedures as before. It's just, and everybody says at a re-up, oh, it should only be $100. Why? Same amount of time, same amount of material. So, but the outcome of it is beautiful. There's no rust. How much is it to replace this bedside? To keep a nice truck? How about replace this truck? Try buying a 2022 Chevy Silverado 4-door right now. $65,000, $70,000 for an LTZ. You know, is it worth it? No. A couple $100 a year, you make sure you don't rot. Plus, oil changes, maintenance, Rod's about it. I mean, this truck has given him no issues whatsoever. But let me put it up in the air and let's take a look what it looks like underneath. And welcome back to underneath the vehicle. Now, we did this one here last year, and if you look, it is still nice and thick, really thick actually, because he has a buildup from all the years. But I just can't believe on how much this new system is holding up to the winter elements. If we want to zoom in here, like if you look right in here, I mean, it is just like grease inside of here where it hasn't been getting, I don't know, like much dirt or nothing. This is where a lift picked it up, because when we lift it up with a lift, it'll take the dirt away. So you see a little bit of rust, but that's why it's here. I'll respray all this down again, but I'm just going to give it a light coat. I'm not going to try and make it as thick as I can. Right? It's the inside stuff that I worry about, you know, inside of here, which, all right, clean hand right here. Ready? I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna swipe inside that frame. And there you go, that was clean finger. That's how much is inside that frame. So the inside of that frame looks like this. It can't rust, it can't rot. This is the most important part of your truck. And everybody's like, oh, you're so concerned about the frame. And I'm like, yeah, because we have several trucks a year split in the lift. Meaning that we put the lifts underneath here, we go to lift them up, and the body and the chassis in the car, and it just splits right up. And we're like, whoa, let it down. Even though it's a gorgeous looking truck and it runs great, without this, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. And for what? A little bit of money once a year just to make sure? It's easy maintenance. And that's what it is. Just think of it as like your yearly oil change. And then when you go to resell it, like you don't like this, I know it'll suck, but you go right there with a power washer. You power wash this, it's gonna look like new again because it's preserved under the oil. So if nobody likes the oil or whatever, well, power wash it off and you're fine. And it's, if we go to the outside of the frame over here, actually let's, first off, you show me a 2010 Chevy truck from Connecticut or Northern that still has original rocker panels that look like that underneath. No way. No way. I can tell you that for free. Come underneath here. Back around here. Now the e-brakes. Now, like I said, he doesn't use this truck much, but just in the winter. But look at here. See how should I pull the e-brakes back? Look at, they both move so freely. Everything moves nice and freely because it's oiled. So all the brakes are oiled. Everything that's supposed to move is going to move. Look at the ground wire on the frame right there in the body mount, right here. Look at that. Is that green? Is that not? No, it's not. That body ground is going to stay good. And that's actually for an ABS model, ABS module on a Chevy. And anybody, mechanic, going to tell you right now, or the four-wheel drive doesn't work, you got a bad ABS problem. This is a lot of issues with these Chevy trucks right here. Well, it's taken care of. So that's what the underneath looks like. I'm going to get back to changing out my gloves here, getting the equipment on, doing another light coat all around on the insides, and he's good to go. So thanks for watching my little short. Have a good one.